Hi, my name is Lindo Khatewe and I'm from Soweto.
And I'm Tebohoma again, I'm also from Soweto. And we're a couple.
Do you guys still remember the first conversation you guys had and what was it about?
Ooh. Did you tell us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ice cream, bro.
No, we had more than...
First conversation.
We can't remember.
So I'm Karim Alexander, aka Karim the Dancer, and I'm from Pretoria. So what I'm about is dancing. I've been dancing since I was 16 years old.
Okay.
16, too. Professional since I was 16.
So would you say this is your love?
Definitely.
Your passion?
Definitely my first love.
So when did you exactly start loving your dance or loving dance?
So there was a time when Arthur Mafukati. What's his name? Arthur. Those times. So there's a time when he was doing the kwaito, and I really liked the energy and the vibe. So it's like, this is very interesting. I think I should try it out. So I think that's when I knew that, okay, this is something different. So I definitely just tapped into it and just moved along.
Okay, so how exactly can you describe your feeling when dancing, when doing your thing?
I think there's no better feeling than knowing that if I'm on stage and the music is in my soul, I need to literally project and show the people that I'm having a good time. So if I'm having a good time, they need to have a good time too,
So what are the hardships? Like what is one of the hardest things about being a dancer?
One of the hardest things about being a dancer is your come up. You're not really going to get paid for most of the stuff that you do. I remember when I worked for a company, when I just left high school, I did free gigs for a year. So you can't really say that. You can't say no, you can't say yes, because no one knows you. So you need to first build recognition. So I think that's the hardest part about being a dancer.
What is the best thing about being in love?
The best thing about being in love is waking up and knowing that there's gonna be a message that says, "Good morning, babe."
My name is Jason Daniel Reko. I'm from Bloemfontein, Free State. I regard myself as an activist for the LGBT community, and I'm a visual artist. So together I'm a visual activist. That's my thing. That's what I do.
My name is Spusi Sokotelo, commonly known as the Kid Prodigy. I'm from actually Durban, from a township called Lamontville, and relocated in Joburg 5 years ago.
With being a bodybuilder, how is self-awareness important to you?
Self-awareness, okay, cool. It becomes very tricky, the self-awareness thing that has a very close relationship with brand development. You know what I mean? So you become very self-aware as a bodybuilder, where you find yourself spending your time like this, because you become selective of, will I do that interview, will I not do that interview, because that matters. It really does matter.
Okay, what about body shaming?
Okay.
Are you body shamed, and how do you deal with it, and how do you continue to love yourself?
So the irony is that I'm in a sport that obviously dictates that you look a certain way, right? And because I'm in a new sport, and I'm also in a sport that people don't really understand what I do, and you have to be very strong-willed and comfortable in that. Because I remember, this is 4 years ago, I think I was in Boksburg. I don't know what I was doing in Boksburg. But anyway, I was in Boksburg and I was at Discam. And as I walk in, I see this one girl, jabbing her friends, like, "Hey, look," And I walk past them and the friend turns around, and so obviously I think she saw my back. And all I heard was, "Oh my gosh, ew," right? So which is ironic, because in my sports, you'd actually think that people look at me like, "Oh my gosh, it looks good," but you get people that look at me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, ew," right? So someone might interpret that as it's body shaming, right? And for me, I actually found it funny, right? I'm that guy. I turn every situation into a little joke in my head. And I found it funny, and at the same time, it has to your reason for doing something has to be so big that stuff like that doesn't offend you.
So, what do you think are the ingredients to loving yourself?
Acceptance, right up there on the list for me, because we are all flawed human beings. I don't think there's a single perfect human being out there. So the minute you recognize that you have a flaw, and if it's something you can't change, especially if it's something you can't change, just accept it and embrace the things that you do love about yourself. Make that the center point of your being, so that you don't have time or energy to concentrate on everything else. Just focus your energy on what you do love about yourself, and just accept your flaws. And also be your own best friend. Like, be able to sit alone and enjoy your own company, because if you start to rely on having people around you, and you start to rely on other people's opinions or perceptions about who you should be, what you should be doing, what's cool and what's not, what's funny and what isn't, then you'll slack on the self-love. So enjoy your own company, sit by yourself, look into the mirror, have a conversation with yourself, crack up at your own internal jokes, have inside jokes with yourself. So be your own bestie.
I don't have an answer. When do you feel closest to yourself? Like, is it when you're alone? Is it when you're doing art? Is it when you are, I don't know, having a cup of tea in the morning? Yeah.
When I'm at church. Yeah. That's when I feel. Sentence. I feel closest to myself. Sentence of appreciation to yourself. Power to she, eh? I'm Angela. So I feel closest to myself when I'm in the studio and I'm writing music and I'm recording music. I think that's like the most vulnerable anyone will ever experience me. So I feel I just want to say a sentence to myself. You are worthy of every great thing around you and every great thing that happens to you. You are worthy. Nothing is by chance, nothing is by luck. It is purely because you are worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline.